Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this. This is your weekly KocoSports TNA Impact Wrestling review. I'm your host, LK, joined by my partner in crime, Sammy. Sammy, how are you doing tonight, partner?
I'm a very sleepy Sammy Synister.
Wrestling review. I'm your host, LK. Oh, look at it. If it's not your phone going off, it's something you're doing in the background. Is someone
I didn't have anything up. I don't know what the hell that was. My phone's all, I don't know, whatever. Dude, I've worked I don't know. I've pushed 60 hours in the last 2 weeks. I'm so tired.
Win, loss, or tie for this week's episode of TNA?
Simply put, this is a loss. This was not a horrible episode, but it was just so boring. Nothing happened. You can completely skip this episode and not miss any fucking thing.
I'm going to give it a tie. I enjoyed the main event. Okay, I enjoyed the main event. I enjoyed the Matt Hardy promo. I enjoyed the promotion of Total Non-Stop Deletion, but this is...
I totally just realized what you put as the banner for you.
See, the thing is, there's 18,295 people who review TNA every week, and that's actually a factual statistic. The difference between this is an honest one, okay? We're not bashing TNA because we want to bash it. We're not sucking Dixie Carter's cock because we want to suck it. We are calling it as we see it. We do not care what company this is. It's a wrestling show. I watch this wrestling show. I don't care if it's WWE, TNA, NXT Japan, or KocoSports Championship Wrestling. I don't care what it is. We are reviewing a show. And that's one thing I can't stand from people. It's like, oh, but it was TNA, so it was amazing. Or, oh, it was TNA, it sucked. And here it is. To the people who hate TNA, if you don't watch this show, you have zero right to bash it. Okay, zero right.
I've been very kind to TNA. I've jumped on I don't know if I would say I jumped on the TNA bandwagon, but I've really enjoyed their product ever since I started watching it. And tonight just wasn't a good episode. Simply put, I've sung their praises. It's just tonight wasn't good.
And out of about how many shows we've done together with the TNA since you started back in October watching TNA, this is probably the first time you gave it lower than a strong tie. So it's not, we're not saying that we always give it a loss. We're saying that, this week was a bad one. Time, but next week I'm guaranteed it's going to be a perfect with this Total Non-Stop Deletion, and I'm fucking pumped.
It looks fucking bananas. It's I hope it's good. It looks fucking crazy.
It does look good. Well, I'm tired, you're a loss. So let's get down to it. So you have the Grand Champion Moose comes out. A new thing that annoys me, minus the "This is awesome" chant. You deserve it.
I hate that. I absolutely hate that. You know what bothers me more than that is when they do that for heels. I'm the biggest Kevin Owens mark there exists. That's just on this planet. I love Kevin Owens. I've went back and watched almost his entire catalog of work. Kevin Owens should not have got that. It's just, it doesn't. I cannot stand. You deserve this. It's infuriating.
And who do we have to blame for this? The Full Sail fuckers. They did it, didn't they? Unbelievable. And the thing is, literally, I could literally win a end of year award for being the biggest cunt of the year, and people would stand next to me going, "You deserve it." You deserve it. Unbelievable. Literally, it's you could save your cat's life tomorrow, and there'll be people at the end of the road going, "You deserve it." Come on, unbelievable. Anyway, is it me, or does everyone in TNA that's a champion have some kind of speech impediment? So you got Moose here, who cannot talk. You have Eddie Edwards, who cannot talk. I do not see the appeal in Moose. Anyway, he cuts a promo saying he'll be a fighting champion. Drew Galloway, he comes out making his return. Galloway was injured and basically was denied his Grand Championship match. He wants his match for the title now. They have a stare down, but then Aaron Rex's music hits. He comes out. Rex says, he has a rematch clause, and he invokes it right now. So we have a Impact Grand Championship match to start off the show after that. What were your thoughts on the opening segment?
Boring. Completely forgettable. Moose, I haven't made up my mind on Moose yet or not. I don't know. I know people are instantly going to shit on him because he used to play football, which I think is unfair in a lot of cases. The people that just especially not, unless you've been wrestling since you're 8 years old, you suck. That's really unfair because some of the biggest wrestling stars in history started off as football players, basketball players. Just hear that and another. So I think that's really unfair. That being said, I kind of liked Moose in ROH. I've not been impressed by Moose since he came to TNA at all. It just, I don't know what it is. He seems really, really slow. And I mean, the match is completely forgettable. I like Aaron Rex enough, but
Hopefully Galloway.
I can't hardly fucking think right now.
Hopefully Galloway can drag a good match out of that poor bastard. So the Grand Championship is it's kind of like UFC but in TNA. So it's 3 rounds that are 3-minute rounds. There's judges who are jobbers who are. So why do they have the right to be? Why can't I be a judge?
Yeah.
Can't it be like an online poll or something? Unbelievable. So round 1, Rex hits this knockout punch and his fingers are taped. So the story of the match is, maybe he's got a ring on there or something like that. And then round 2, nothing happens. And I don't want to waste the ink of my pen to write anything down. Rex wins round 2, so he's up 2-0. Moose then obviously has to get a pin or submission in the 3rd round, or Moose loses the belt, or title, or whatever the fuck Vince wants to be called. Round 3, Moose hits a disco zone to get the win and retains. I give it a star because I'm feeling mighty, mighty generous. I feel like I just
You're
wasted
more generous than me. I'm not gonna give it anything. I'm gonna give it literally 0, not because it was that bad, because it's completely forgettable.
Yeah, I will forget this, once I put these in my drawer. Then the next time I see it when I'm doing a clear out. And then I'll be like, oh, yeah, that happened. Then we have backstage Eddie Edwards. He tries, anyway, bless him, to cut a promo hyping his world title match. And it's like, I'm Eddie Edwards.
Adorable.
I'm lucky. It's poor, but I love Eddie Edwards, and it sucks.
He's good. I like him, but he's not great on the mic.
Then you have backstage, Drew Galloway complains about how TNA misuses him and says he will have gold very soon. I like Galloway, and I'm excited to see where he goes.
I just don't...
Then we had...
I was watching WWE when Galloway first showed up, and I wasn't impressed. But I've had a lot of people tell me that his work in TNA has been really, really good. So I'm curious to see what he can pull off.
Yeah, he's much better in TNA. You can tell he's been given a lot of freedom. Then you have something that confused the fuck out of me. We had Mark Andrews versus Aiden O'Shea. First of all, we have an X Division versus non-X Division. I don't like that.
Yeah, what the fuck was this? I didn't even know Aiden was a legit wrestler. I thought he was just a personality.
No, and Andrews is the heel, after attacking DJZ last week. So what do? They put him against a heel in Aiden O'Shea. The crowd are like, what the fuck am I meant to be doing? I'm meant to be cheering for Andrews. He's flying around. Am I meant to be cheering for him or am I meant to be cheering for Aiden O'Shea? Both are heels. Andrews gets the win with a shooting star off the top. You could have skipped this and it didn't really matter, but I thought that this was a great opportunity to have Mandrews versus Braxton Sutter or something, just a babyface, anyone.
Yeah.
But he didn't. And then speaking of, oh my god, you had a tag team strap match between the big guy with Al Snow.
Waste your fucking breath trying to say who is in this match, because it is cancer. This match, if you watch it and you don't have cancer, watch this match. You will get cancer. It's fucking awful. I have a lot of respect for Al Snow. After that match, I have a little less respect for Al Snow. It was so bad.
It was really bad. It was very bad. My notes here are, fuck off. There's a reason Tribunal got fired.
Pretty much.
That's what I put. Snow and Shiro, I don't know what his name is, touch all 6 buckles to get the win. I never do this, okay, because I admire and respect the fact they put their lives on the line. I gave this a dud. A pure dud. A 0. Boom.
A quarter of a star. At least.
So
I'm giving it a quarter of a star just because. You know what? And I'll give that other match a quarter of a star. We'll say a star, but I'm going to give this a quarter of a star just because I'm going to say that it was, in fact, something resembling a wrestling match.
No, it wasn't. Oh, it was unbelievable. Right.
I didn't say it was a wrestling match. I said it resembled a wrestling match. And by that statement, he gets a quarter of a star.
So then Matt Hardy's sleeping and he wakes up shouting Apocalypto. That's pretty awesome. I love this Matt Hardy stuff. It's really well produced. Then you have EC3 cutting a proper promo, hyping the world title match. Much better than Eddie, the poor boy.
Dude, the best part of the night for me was this. This was the best part of the night was EC3's promo about fate. Holy shit, EC3 is talented. I loved this promo.
He is very, very good. Eli Drake then walks in. He can't talk because he lost the match with EC3 a few weeks ago. Eli implies that he'll choke, and then EC3 said, "You're the one that's choked, mate." Literally, give or take. It was okay, and then Hardy's come out. Maxwell was the man. He's there with his little outfit. I think he looks absolutely brilliant.
Fucking adorable.
He is. I absolutely love how they're all wearing it. Matt then says in 7 days he will be promoting his own event from the Hardy compound. Matt tells Maxwell he'll be making his in-ring debut.
I can only fucking imagine how weird that's going to be.
Matt then announces the Hardys will defend their tag titles in open challenge and calls it total non-stop deletion. Gregory Helms comes out and says he'll bring the Helms dynasty.
I forgot he was even a person, truth be told.
Decay comes out. Steve's put on some muscle. That's his cotton socks. He's really
like Decay. I honestly really like Decay. They're probably one of my favorite factions right now. I really like Crazy Steve. I went back and watched it. Y'all don't understand. Like, I watch what we watch, and then when I go to bed at night, I read. And then as I'm going to sleep, I will go watch the old back matches of people that I found out that I really, really like. I have watched Sect Abyss. I've watched a ton of Crazy Steve matches, and I've watched a bunch of Rosemary matches when she was on the Indies as Courtney Rush. That bitch has got a lot more talent than she's showing in TNA. I think she's had some really good matches thus far, and I was joking with LK, and he can attest to this, that I fell in love with her because she's future ex-wife material. I'm just super trashy, but I really like her. She's really talented. So Crazy Steve's a lot better than what he's shown in a lot of these matches. So I'm really curious to see what they're going to do with them.
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited to see what they do, and I think that all in all, it's going to be brilliant. So to end it, Decay Cup promos. Matt says, "Look, I don't need to hear everything from all of you bastards," and then just says, "You know, you will all be deleted."
Yeah, it was an open invite. Like, you didn't have to do that. It was pretty funny. Even though I think at least two of them are really good on the mic. I couldn't say for Abyss because I haven't seen a lot of him.
He didn't really talk, to be fair. He just said, "Yeah, blah blah blah." He didn't really talk.
Their mouthpiece is Rosemary, and she's not bad at it.
No, she's all right. And Steve can cut his own promo. He's not the best at it, but he's far from the worst. And then Matt hit the twist of fate on Gregory Helms. I enjoyed this. It was a good setup for next week. You know, it did its job. Simple
I think this still should have been like 2 or 3 weeks ago, and then this last week and this week should have been promoting it even further. I feel like it's a little rushed, but I liked it.
Maybe they didn't have the idea until they were taping this.
Maybe
that's the reason. Then we have Ali versus, I'm really bad at names, so we'll just call it LVS. Before the match began, Maria basically tells Ali she can't wrestle. Ali says Braxton Sutter's been training her. Crowd are really into Ali, thank God. Ali, if treated and booked properly, I think she could be a really good champion down the line. Like a really great champion.
One of the matches, if I'm not mistaken, I'm fairly certain she wrestled on the Indies as Cherry Crush.
Yeah, Cherry Bomb. It was Cherry Bomb.
Cherry Bomb, and she had a big feud with Rosemary when she was Courtney Rush. So I haven't watched that match yet, but everyone tells me that it's really good. So I agree with you. I think if she drops the nervous part of her gimmick, and when she becomes, we'll just say a full woman, for the lack of a better term, I think this is somebody I could see TNA puts their dollar on. And
that's not bashing. I'm generally thinking that she would. That wasn't being sarcasm, because I know it's hard to tell if I'm being sarcastic or not. Mike Bennett comes out. They brawl with Sutter all the way to the back. Ali hits like a reverse DDT to get the win. Ali then goes to hit Maria, but Maria runs away. The money's in Ali getting her hands on Maria. That's surely where the money's at.
Yeah, it's a weird thing that happened towards the end of this match. Ali wins, and Maria's coming up behind her like she's going to attack her, but she's sneaking up behind her like she's a villain in a 1930s Superman serial. So she's walking up behind her like, and then it's the weirdest looking shit. And Maria Kanellis is absolutely beautiful from here down. She got a little bit of a butterface. And I don't know why I even brought that up. It's just a note that I made. And, man, I do not like Maria Kanellis at all. I found her awful. Just awful.
Yeah.
But this match...
We're sad. We're sad to announce that 2016 will sadly be the last year Maria Kanellis will be in the pro wrestling industry. Damn it.
It's here, community.
Mate, January the 1st, we're having a fucking live on air drinking session. She goes out.
Just get right.
And then in the parking lot, a excited and horny Ali kisses Braxton. Video package of total non-stop deletion. Insanely pumped. It's gonna be great. There's fire. There's fucking Vingard. There's Vingard 1 with fucking fireworks going off. I'm just pumped. Then we have our world title match. The only thing you really need to check out from the show, you have EC3 versus Eddie Edwards. Eddie Edwards, your champion. He came out last. Good job.
Thank God.
And if if I was running a company, whether it being KocoSports Championship Wrestling or KocoSports Wrestling Federation, what the fuck you want to call it, EC3, if we were millionaires, if we won the lottery, EC3 would be my world champion.
Oh, yeah. He's got the look, he's got the skill, he's got the ability, he's got the appeal, he's got the charisma. He hits nearly everything you need to have to be your wrestling champion. He's amazing.
And the fact that WWE had this guy and treated him so poorly is just a testament to how good they are already at judging talent.
It's intermission. Sometimes you get some great stuff out of them, and then sometimes they do this and they just completely overlook somebody who's a diamond in the rough.
Maybe it was he needed to go out and do the indies and TNA to get this good. Maybe he just wasn't going to get that good.
Yeah, they are.
Galloway's an example. Galloway is an example. I honestly believe you're better off doing the indies and then signing to WWE when you're older rather than WWE signs you straight off of college or when you're 19 and 20 years old. And then you go out to the indies. And then it's the way it's always been. Like they get signed by WWE at 19, they leave and get fired by 25, go to the indies, get mega star by like 30, 35, and then come back. AJ freaking Styles did that. He got signed by WWE, then he got fired. He didn't sign, but he had a match, got fired, came back a megastar. No, it does happen a lot. It really does. This was a good match, though. Edwards hits a tope suicida, sending the crowd back 17 miles. Edwards hit a code breaker off the second rope. EC3 deadlift, sit-down powerbomb, superplex, a TK3 on the floor. The finish came. They couldn't.
Did not like the finish. Match was good. Didn't like the finish.
So basically, EC3 has a choke on like this, choke, blah, 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 and then Eddie Edwards falls back with him. So it's 1, 2, 3. As it's the 3, he's tapping out. And that was the end. So, and the referee announces it as a draw, and I'm waiting for an edited Billy Corgan to come out and say, look, this match is restarting. But it didn't happen. Eddie Edwards celebrates on the ramp. And nothing away from, like they did an awesome, like, arguing spot. Like, yeah, this is mine, blah, blah, blah. But it was a good match. I guess it sets up a rematch for a future time, but you've been promoting this for a while. Give this a finish.
Do you think EC3 turns heel out of this?
Oh, dude, he can't. Yeah, this guy's such money as a face. Right now, he's only been a face for about a year.
Yeah, because last time I was watching TNA, he was a heel.
Exactly, and people love him. And I mean, I know it's the more you love him means the more you'll hate him when he becomes a heel. But if you look at the heels, you got Lashley, who's a monster heel. You know, that's your monster heel. You don't really have another main event heel in there. I guess you could add another heel with EC3, but you got Galloway, who's a heel as well.
Is he heel?
So, yeah, Galloway's heel. Galloway's definitely heel. Even though he has some face attributes, like saying that TNA misuses him, but he was definitely a heel the way he was speaking to Moose.
Okay.
3-star match. Maybe even knock half a star off because of the finish. Maybe 2.5.
I'd probably say 2.5 just because I did not like the finish.
No, me neither. So Sammy gave the show a loss. I gave it a tie because I'm feeling generous and it really wasn't that bad. So we're going to go to some live comments. Bum-ba-da-bum, bum-ba-dum, bum-ba-da-bum, bum-ba-dum, bum-bum. Right, so we have Andy Paps. He says, I'm so annoyed by the "you deserve it" chants. Thank God we're not the only people. Glad Drew Galloway is back. Can't wait for total non-stop deletion. I can't wait. Literally, I'm so fucking pumped to watch that show. Ali versus
fun. Even if it's fucking not good, it's going to be really fun.
Yeah, I don't think it's like these Hardy segments we always put over, so I don't really think it's possible for it to be bad. Like every week we say, yeah, it was good, that was great, we love the Hardy stuff. There's no way for it to be bad, really, if it's just like that. Andy Papson says Ali versus Rosemary versus Jade down the line would be great. That's probably where they'll go. That is probably where they'll go. I think that'll be a great match.
That would be really good. Because, I mean, I've kind of fallen into the Rosemary camp. I really, really like her. If you get a chance, go on YouTube and watch her match with some big bitch that used to be a TNA.
Awesome Kong?
No, not that big. They fought in...
Havoc?
Havoc. That was it. Something Havoc. I forget her name. That was a really good fucking match. It's on YouTube. They wrestled in Smash. It was really good. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I'll link it to you.
Yeah, if you send a link, I'll give it a watch. And then Andy Pap said, I loved Here We See 3, get Spud and Tyrus, get the band back together. No, do not get Tyrus back together. Please do not get Tyrus anywhere near. I swear, the scene where I was questioning turning it off was when Tyrus and Jesse Goddard shook hands. I was close to turning the fucker off. I refused to waste any ink writing it down, so I just forgot.
I didn't.
Oh.
I must have dozed off or walked away because I didn't even see that.
You are lucky for not. You are lucky for not. So that's it. Short and sweet TNA review, and statistically, 22 minutes is the perfect time for a podcast on YouTube because that's the average time people watch a show. So we did 22 minutes, short, sweet, covered TNA, answered live comments from Andy Paps. Thank you very much. Andy Paps has been on fire recently. Every week.
Andy Paps is like our #1 fan, man. We need to send him some shit. You know what I mean?
Okay, he's the man.
A couple things. There's something I want to bring up to you for those of you that have not watched the Lucha Underground reviews yet. Shame on you. Go watch them. Did not fucking call it. I called it with Prince Puma, and that was me not knowing anything. I called that shit.
What, Vampiro raising Prince Puma from the dead?
Called
Are you
it.
sure? Because you said you didn't know.
Make him his new apprentice.
Yeah, I mean, it was pretty self-explanatory, really. They were going to do it, weren't they?
I called it. Fucking called that shit.
Anyway, like, comment, subscribe. Like, literally, YouTube is broken like Matt fucking Hardy. The new algorithm, literally, I'm not even joking. The new algorithm means that the higher up the search engine you'll be, is not based on how many subscribers you are, based on like it was in the past. So we were pretty high up because we nearly got 7,000, which is pretty high. Now it's based on community interaction. So we will be based on likes and comments. So basically, guys, if you enjoy these shows, like the fuck out of them, comment on them, and share them on your Twitter and your Facebook. That's all we ask from you. That's all you ask. And if you do have money, if you're a millionaire, pledge to me on Patreon. There's certain perks there. And buy our merch. Sammy's got a nice T-shirt up there, which you should buy him for Christmas.
Yep. I bought 12 of them for me and my family to give as Christmas gifts this year.
I want an LK Live hat because I made one and it looks really fucking awesome. That being said, KocoSports.net, like, comment, subscribe. That's the easiest way to help us. Share this with your family, friends, any imbecile you know who likes pro wrestling. Put it on their phone in front of them. Like, comment, subscribe. Stay safe, stay well. From Sammy and from myself, we'll be catching your asses down the line.